Good morning, people. Or should I say Monday afternoon. Good Monday afternoon. That's where we left off last week. And as some of you might have read, I put in an order for a new starter, having not been able to find one from the usual, my usual sources in and around the town. I looked on the internet and I thought, well, they're not that expensive, I'll just bloody buy a new one. So I bought a new one. And I was pleasantly surprised, although I ordered it on Friday afternoon, it arrived on Saturday afternoon. And there it is. And I think you'll agree that as far as size goes, we can't complain at that. That is very compact. And it's also boasts itself to be heavy duty, with more torque, improved torque. So there you go. So what we have to do now is we have to mount it there. Let me just open the bonnet over the air cleaner. That's better. We have to mount it there so that the flywheel falls into that area just in front of the gear, if you can see that. I don't know if you can. Right, we have to mount it there like that, and that just about touches my mounting bracket. So if I could make a flange, there we go again, to fit around there, right, and then maybe bolt it onto there. I might even have to alter that. You see there, I stepped that piece out to bring this out. Well, I may have to take that back in again a little bit. But what I'm thinking of... Oh, don't tell me I've lost it now. No, that's what I was thinking of, something like that. With the starter in there and two bolts holding that onto that bracket. But whether that'll work or not, I don't know. You have to excuse the noise, I've got the extractor going on the flue, so I've just lit the boiler. Hardly seems worth it, I know, because it's 2 o'clock, I should be going home at 5, but there you go. Just keep the frog happy, that's the main thing. Anyway, I'm going to crack on now and see if I can come up with something. The only other alternative, of course, is to 3D print one with my MIG welder. I'll just hold the starter up and splatter metal in. Never mind. 3D printing my ass. Right, catch you all later. Bye for now. Right, chaps. It's still Monday, or as I've just learned from the radio, Blue Monday, the most depressing day of the year, which explains why I feel like I do. And I've had a really good tidy up around the workshop and the bench, and made myself feel a lot better. And I think I've come up with a cunning plan. I think, I'm probably wrong, if I slice a piece of this off, heat this up down this edge and flatten it out, that will give us a piece of metal big enough to take the starter through a hole, have 2 bolts to secure the starter, and have 2 bolt holes in there to bolt to the existing bracket on the tractor. Now I can put some gusseting in to reinforce it, and also I can make one of the holes slotted so that I can pivot it to adjust the depth of penetration of the teeth into the flywheel. I can put shims behind it where it bolts up to the bracket on the tractor to give it some movement in that direction, to bring it in and out. So I'll be able to move it like that, and then I'll be able to pack it behind to move it like that and like that. If you can't make it accurately, and this will be very difficult to make accurately, always make it adjustable so that you can adjust it to get the right sort of fit that you want, so that everything works smoothly. Right, so that's what I'm going to do. But after my tidy up, it's gone 4 o'clock. so I'm not going to get it done today. Yes, it's 4:30, just gone, so it's time to pack up and go home. So I've had a burn on the fire, it's kept me reasonably warm. I've had a good tidy up, as I can probably show you. Tidying the workshop. And tomorrow I shall crack on with it. There's several ways to do it. I've also thought the idea I showed you earlier on with the piece of steel and the hang line, which is actually heavier steel. But I don't think it needs to be, really. And if I was to weld those two pieces together, I'd then have to machine a hole through a weld, which possibly wouldn't be so easy. Right? So I'm going to go with this and see what it turns out like. And I'll bring you back tomorrow to show you some more. So for Monday, for Blue Monday, the most depressing day of the year apparently, that's it folks. Look, I've had to take the exhaust off again. I've had to take that plate off again. What a mess about. But the exhaust came off very easily and in one piece. That where the silencer fits up to the manifold is only held on with well, it's only sealed with exhaust joint compound, but by God has it got it, it won't come off. So I've left it just where it is. And it actually, you know, I was thinking, oh, I've got to all this to strip down. It took me about 5 minutes to get it all off and get it done in a position. Right, let's put you back on the bench where you feel safer and not seasick. Right, that's all for today. I'll bring you back tomorrow when I'm hitting pieces of metal. I may even, how can I heat it? I could light the forge, that would cause a disaster. That would fill the workshop with smoke, so I still haven't got that sussed out. I'll see what I can do. I can stick a gas bottle on stick a new gas bottle on my monster burner and use that. That would probably be the right way to do it. Sticking the gas bottle on the brazing hearth and just use that. Cut it off to size first and then see how it goes. Right, catch you all tomorrow. Bye people. Look at this. Now we have a canal in Driffield called, not unsurprisingly, Driffield Canal. And this is the stream, if you can call it a stream, that feeds it. And one of the reasons that East Yorkshire Council gave for not removing the one fixed bridge that they erected over the canal, which stops the canal being used, was the fact that there wouldn't be enough water supply to use the canal. What a load of rubbish that was. It's about time that canal was open and that bridge was removed and turned into a swing bridge, because it might bring some money into Driffield. Because if there's a canal that you can get to the end of, people always want to get to the end of it. So there you go. It's raining rather hard, but I think you'll agree with me there's plenty of water to feed a canal and open a few locks. All the locks have been refurbished. All the locks are ready to go. Just that one bridge that blocks the canal to Driffield. Okay folks, I'm going to have a cup of tea and I'm going to get down to the workshop and do some more starter fitting. See you later. Good morning folks, it's Tuesday and I've decided the first thing I'm going to do is use this piece of tin to make a pattern, and luckily I have a nice big round cutter that is the right diameter to cut the hole out for that. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut a hole out in there and then go from there and fold up a pattern, and then I might thicken it up with a bit of plywood to match the thickness of that and offer it up and see if we can't get it something like. I'm also wondering, see the thing is with these starters, they actually fit into quite an accurately bored hole and the flange holds them up into it like that. Well, I'm suspending it a bit and I don't want it to bend. when it's starting. I don't want it to try and bend out of mesh. Now this is fairly substantial and I can put some gussets on it, but you know me, I'm always building things 4 times as strong as they need to be, and that way they tend not to break. So I'll crack on with this pattern, and I'll bring you back when there's something more interesting to show you. It's Tuesday, by the way. The weather outside is frightful. Really raining hard and miserable, but it's not cold. That's the great thing, it's not cold. So I'll crack on and I'll bring you back in a minute. I've forgotten my phone control today, so I'm having to control the camera manually, so please excuse me while I switch off. So there we go, folks. Pattern made and a piece of straightened out channel iron. I heated this up with the TIG torch. Stuck the TIG way up to 170 amps and just went up and down it and whacked it straight, and it's made a very good job of it. So there we go. So there's our hole that we want. So the next job is to get that bugger drilled in. Right, that's going to take me probably 30 minutes of steady away. So I'll bring you back when I've done that and we'll try it in. Alright, see you later. And there we go, folks. That was nowhere near as bad as I thought it might be. There's a knack to using these. There's a knack to using these things, and the knack is slow speed, plenty of lube oil on them, and don't force them, and peck. Make sure they're cutting. Don't let them skid, but keep them cool. Right, and that's, I think you'll agree, that is a very neat hole. Let's just hope it's in the right place, because you never know with these jobs, do you? Right, I shall carry on. Carrying on. It's 3:10, and we're doing alright. Let's hope it fits. Bye for now. And that's how she fits, folks. And it's looking pretty good. If I can just, I've made a mark on there for the bolt hole, and if I can just offer that up to there, I don't know if you'll be able to see down there, but the tooth penetration looks about bang on to me, and of course I can file the slot sideways a little bit more if I think I need some more, but that looks about like it. I'm going to have to gusset this, and I'm going to have to bring up something from probably from that point there to back here somewhere, just to give it a bit of strength in that direction, to stop that flexing, which you can see it can do. Right, so well, it won't flex till I finish with it. So there you go. Right, it's beginning to shape up. I'm going to drill a hole for the starter next, get that bolted up, and then I might put some mould grips on it and see if we can have an electrical test once we've got the starter bolt, once we've got the holes drilled for the starter. Right, onward. And there we go, folks. It's mocked up. It's tight up with the mould grips. It's tight on the bolts. It seems to mesh quite well. I'm going to have to test it electrically, because of course it's a pre-engage, which means the gear is back in the starter and will pop out, but it seems to be in about the right place. You know, I don't know how critical these are, but certainly the other one worked for over a year, and it was much more sketchy than this rig. This is a much better rig, and it's going to be a lot better. But wouldn't you know it, the battery leads aren't long enough, so I'm going to have to set to now and make some longer battery leads, because rather than prat about and burn all the threads away with jump leads and stuff like that, I'm going to rig it properly, and we'll give it a try, and then when we've got it working, we'll drill some fixing holes, and we'll get it bolted up, and then we'll weld some gussets on. I might be able to get something from there to there, which would stiffen that up no end. It's going to have to be bolted on at one end, of course, probably this end, but it's doable. It's doable. Maybe a piece welded on there, angled over to there, just to stiffen that corner, right? And maybe the same underneath. and we're beginning to develop a strong rig here, which is what you want on a tractor. Everything wants to be strong. Right, I shall crack on, see if I can find some longer battery leads. If not, I can just make some up, I suppose. Alright then, bye for now. Well, that's it, folks. Tuesday's broken. I've got a nice new battery terminal. I found my piece of flexible battery lead. It was dumped on top of the welder, because it's like welder lead, so I thought, well, I'll stick it there. And I've searched the whole place out and I've finally found it, so I've now got a nice flexible battery lead. I shall put an eyelet on there tomorrow. In fact, what's that one like? That one looks like it's freezing. No, horrible. Right, I'll maybe have to make an eyelet and put it on, but that's job for tomorrow. So there we are. So from the depths of despair, we've pulled it back and it's looking good. I'm sorry I haven't turned the radio off just to make this. But that's it for today, folks. It's 4:56 and I'm going home. And tomorrow, apparently, we're all going to drown, because it's going to rain lots as this storm comes ashore. Okay, I'll catch you all tomorrow. Bye now. Good afternoon, folks. Wednesday, 1:30, and I've just finished my battery lead. There we go. A piece of, I think it's welder cable, but I'm not sure. It could be electricity board drop cable, high tension switching cable. I'm not sure, but it's bloody good cable. I hadn't an eyelet for this end, so piece of copper pipe, brightened up in the electric wire brush, and cleaned out inside. Of course, you've got to get it clean inside, and then flattened and soldered the wire into the end of it. Finished off with a bit of red tape. Job's a good one. So I shall get this fitted, alter the rest of the wiring, then I might stick another pair of mole grips on so that we've got 3 holding it in position, and give it a try. I'll probably take the plugs out so that it's not got a lot of resistance to push against, and see if it meshes cleanly. Because of course the next job is to mark and drill the fixing holes. See where we can get fixing holes in it. Get those in, and then put a gusset on the top and a gusset on the bottom, and possibly a brace as well. I think one brace will probably do it. I'll decide when I've got it sorted. Right, I shall carry on and I'll bring you back when I've more to show you. Bye for now. Right, chaps, Wednesday, 4 o'clock ish, and I'm finally happy with the position and the amount of movement on the starter pinion and the amount of penetration of the teeth into the flywheel. I'm going to have to, I can adjust the penetration of the teeth quite easily. All I need to do is file off metal there and add some here, right, which means just running a bead of weld around it and until it fits exactly. But I've marked my 3 fixing holes. I'm going to have to put a gusset on that. I'm going to have to put an arm on there just to stiffen it, and probably an arm from the edge of the plate to here, to this corner as well. But that's doable. That's not a problem. I've just been doing lots and lots and lots of measuring of how far the gear. The problem is, of course, the gear in its present position is in, and it jumps out when it starts, like this. So what you have to do is measure from the flange, where it hits the metal, to the position when it's fully out, which is actually, get a pointer, it comes fully out and touches this stop here, which you would expect, right? So then you can measure back from there, right? Work out the width of the ring gear, and then work out where you want the ring gear on that gear, and by that method, with carefully scribed lines, because it's very difficult to measure, I've managed to get it in the right place. So there you go. But I mean, I can always make fine adjustments afterwards. So I'm going to have to now start and make the gussets, which is what I'm going to do. But I'm not going to weld them today because it's 4:15 now, and it's a bit too late to be welding and then running away from the workshop, because I don't want the place to burn down. So there you go. Right, I shall bring you back when I've made them. Bye now. And there we go, folks, that's Wednesday done. And yes, I could have carried that gusset right round, but I can't see the point because it's not going to make any difference. As far as I can see, that's going to be stiff enough, and then I need to put a, luckily this piece of metal already had a hole in it, so I need to put a reinforcing bar off there, and I need to put one off the lower part as well to stop it going like that, which it is doing because it's only bolted down that edge at the moment, and so it's not stiff enough. And I've realised that until I've done this and I've got these in position, I can't really finish the fit of the starter because this plate flexes, and if it flexes I can't tell whether the starter is in exactly the right position or not. But as I said, I've done some very careful difficult measuring, and it's coming right. It's coming right. The thing is, there comes a point where you have to just bite the bullet, start welding and fit it, bolt it together and see if it works. And if it doesn't work, you have to be prepared to make alterations until it does. So there you go. So that's what I'm going to do. Right, that's Wednesday done. So I'll see you all tomorrow for more fun and games, and I shall not be sorry to see the back of this tractor. I shall not. Bye now. Afternoon, folks. Thursday, and I'm almost getting the hang of TIG welding steel. There's a little bit of porosity there, but this bit is pretty good. Not bad at all. I'm quite pleased with that. I decided to TIG it because I need the practice really, and I'm going to grind it up. But there you go, that's gone quite well. Right, I'll get this cleaned up when it's cooled down, and I'll get it banged on and we'll make some reinforcements for it and we'll see how we're going. Oh, I need to TIG on the inside of there as well to move the starter motor that way a bit, so I'll do that now as well. Alright, bye now. Look people, something that almost never happens. I made a cock up. The starter goes about there. Hang on, not about there, but it goes about there. Yeah, there. So I need to take this, I need to cut this gusset down a bit. I've gone over enthusiastic with it. But I have thickened that edge up with TIG, which will now file down and allow the starter to fit in the right place. And of course I can go a bit more. So we shall see. Okay, I'll bring you back when I've straightened out my mess. An angle grinder makes perfect welders of us all. Bye now. And there we go folks, there she is. A piece of bell housing. It does the job though, it fits, and it's parallel and it meshes perfectly with the gears. That little bit of thickening on there and a little bit of filing out on there just to move it that way a tiny bit was just what the doctor ordered. It's a bit tricky to measure, but I carefully measured that the penetration I needed there, the penetration I needed there was an absolute maximum of 32 mil, and I've got a shade over 30 top and bottom, so I know that it's right that way. I know it's parallel with the flywheel because I can stick the ruler on the flywheel and check it that way, and that's worked out okay. So I reckon that's as close as I can get it, and it certainly spins the engine over, and it doesn't seem to be, the marks on the teeth of the new starter are about halfway down it, and it to all intents and purposes it's there. So that's it bolted up. So all I need to do now is to put a lug on there and have a short piece of steel to there, just to give this outer edge a little bit of rigidity to stop it flexing when it starts, and that's the job done. And I've realised that I need to recut the bearing plate. Can you see that mark there? Yes you can. Can you? Yes you can. I need to recut the bearing plate for the new starter, because of course you might know it's in a different position. But there you go, never mind. Much better rig, much happier with it. I've come to the conclusion that that battery's shot, because it's when you put the starter on the big battery up there, it goes like the clappers, that hardly turns it over. So it's either flat or it's shot, I'm not sure which. I'll just give it a test now, I think. Stick my tester on it and see what it's saying. But there you go, all over bar the shouting. Thank God for that. Another step forward. This tractor better be bloody good, otherwise it's going straight down to the auction. Alright people, I mean it's just gone 4 o'clock now, it's about 10 past 4. So if I get any more done today, no it's not, it's 16 minutes past 4. If I get any more done today to show you, I'll bring you back and show you it, but there you go. Bye now. Right boys and girls, it's a few minutes to 5, and I've just knocked the bracket up. I haven't welded it on yet, it's too late now, but I shall weld that on tomorrow, and there's the job done. Maybe a little bit of a bend, just to fetch it up a bit higher like that. But that will stop that flexing back that way. It doesn't need anything at the bottom, it's absolutely bloody rigid enough, is that. And that'll do the job. So there we go. All done in a day, thank goodness for that. The trouble is I procrastinate over stuff, because I want to get it right first time, and it slows me down, but I get there in the end. Right, I'll catch you tomorrow for Friday's final fun and games of the fitting up and to see if we can start it. The battery is good but flat, according to my tester, so it's gone on charge in the blacksmith shop, because it's safer in there, because it's all metal and all non-inflammable, so that's where I put my batteries to charge on there. So I'll leave that on overnight, and we'll see you in the morning. It should be fully charged in the morning. Right people, catch you tomorrow. Bye now. Good morning people, it's Friday. It's all on and finished. I've just welded that little bracket and tightened it up, and this is the result. There you go, it's all working. So I'm going to take it all off now and paint the bracket, and then cut the extra piece out of the plate on the floor there, and put it all back together and see if it runs, see if I can get it running. So there you go. Right, I'm going to crack on with that, and I'll bring you back when I've made some advancement. Okay, catch you later. Right folks, well the witching hour has come. I have put the heatproof tape on that exhaust system, painted that, I've painted the plate, I have sussed out that the belt is dragging on the V-pulley, which makes the engine hard to spin over. It spins much better with it off, but as it is now all the paint is wet. And so I did these little jobs, and I've cut out a piece of material and straightened it out. That's actually out of that, which as you can see has got quite a fold in it. But amazingly this Plasticoat steel is really good quality Plasticoat steel, and it straightens out and you can flatten it out. As you can see, the bend is visible, you can see the marks where it was, but it flattens out quite well. That's not bad at all, is it? Look at that. So that's going to be for me cowl. But it's 4 o'clock, and at 4 o'clock on a Friday I pack up and tidy up my mess. Right, so that's exactly what I'm going to do now, and call it a draw for this week. Thank you all for watching. Thanks for likes, send comments, talk to me. Please subscribe. Still, I'm getting 85% of the people who watch the video, and some people watch it right to the end but don't subscribe. I can't understand them. Press the subscribe button, it really helps me out. Right, that's it folks, and I'll see you all next week. Bye for now.